Sound Mind Recording Studio, your source for independent music from around the world. So take a seat, take a listen. Here we go, The Balcony Show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Balcony Show. I'm your host, Dan Thatcher, in studio with my co-host, Mad Cat.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, dude. Super excited?
Absolutely, as am I.
We have the Steeldrivers on the show today. And so we are doing kind of like a bluegrass folk kind of vibe today.
Yes, and they're very good. They're very good.
So how was your week, sir?
The week was good. Typical week. Work.
And
Ooh,
more work.
Yeah.
And then, what was that one who did that thing where I got up, went to the corner to look for a job?
Oh, that's George Thorogood.
Yeah, that was...
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer. No?
No, I don't think so. But that'll work too. One bourbon, one scotch, and one beer. I need it tonight. So, the name of the Steeldrivers album is I'm Bad for You.
Bad for You.
And this Valentine's Day, we have a tip. The hashtag.
Uh-oh.
Hashtag name.
Hashtag name?
Name. Yeah.
In correlation with Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So these are for all the people that, have been like recently dumped or people that, have that somebody special that they really just don't want to deal with.
Right.
Or, So you can get this. This is really great. You can buy it through the zoo. You can name a cockroach after them. So you get, you pay amount of money, and it's the Hemsley Conservation Center that does this, and you buy, I guess, you sponsor a cockroach and you name it, and then you get a certificate, and it goes up on their website or whatever that, this is such and such, and that's the name of the cockroach.
Right.
I want to know if we can buy lots of them. because I have a few, I don't know about you, but I have a few people that,
Oh, I'm sure there's a few that I could. But I'm already just wondering if there's already like 17, cockroaches out there already with my name on it. And for any of my ex-girlfriends that are listening, remember, I have stories. So be mindful before you start tagging my name to a cockroach.
Well, see, that's the thing about the beauty of being married. You know what I mean? He's, like if he did that, he would be like, oh, dead. So, but there are certain people that, I certainly would just like to get could you imagine getting a certificate? Like, I have a cockroach named after me. And you know what? There's probably some person that would be like really happy and not like totally got it.
Right. It's not like you did something noble, like you got some UNICEF kid out there holding a plaque up. Hey, you funded me. No, this is a cockroach, an insect. That's great. Yeah, I'd love that day.
Well, they said that the only thing that could survive a nuclear explosion is a cockroach.
And share. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true, too. Yeah. Well, let's get things started with our show this evening. And we're going to start things tonight with a song from Copperfield's This Way. So take a listen and we'll be right back with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. in the right faith. Now everything that once was easy has become so hard for me. Yeah, and I feel ashamed, I feel like crying. But my God is here, and that's what keeps me trying. Yeah, and I feel ashamed, I feel like crying. But my God is here, and that's what keeps me trying to hold on. My skin is grown thin, this cold world is sinking in. I can feel it running through my veins. Is it possible to overdose in love? Will it ever be enough? I hope it won't destroy my name. Yeah, and I always knew love didn't exist. But this is becoming a little ridiculous, ridiculous. Yeah, and I feel ashamed, I feel like crying. But my God is here, and that's what keeps me trying. Yeah, and I feel ashamed, I
you're back on the Balcony Show with Ann and the Mad Cat. Up next, can you believe it, is the first song from tonight's guest, the Steeldrivers.
Very excited.
Brand new album, I'm Bad for You. Bad for You. And we're going to listen to their first song, I Choose You. So take a listen, and we'll be right back with the interview.
Choose you every day in 100 different ways. I make the choice to stay. I can hit the open road and run my life away, but I choose you every day. I see lovers all around me giving up and giving in. They decided that it's over before it begins. Is it easier to stay or is it easier to go? I don't have the answers, but there's one thing that I know is I choose you every day in 100 different ways. I make the choice to stay. I can hit the open road, run my life away, but I choose you every day. I say one day at a time, 'cause I choose you every day in 100 different ways. I make the choice to stay. I can hit the open road and run my life away, but I choose you every day. I make the choice to stay. I can hit the open road and run my life away, but I choose you every day. Well, I can hit the open road, run my life away, but I choose you every day.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Balcony Show, and we are really excited because we have Tammy on the line from the one and only Steeldrivers to talk about their brand new album, I'm Bad for You. Welcome, Tammy.
Hey, Ann, how you doing?
Good. So our listeners just heard your first song of the evening, which is I Choose You. Do you want to talk about that for us, please?
Sure. That is a song that I wrote with a really great friend of mine now, Tom Utes. But it's one of the early songs that we wrote. We met only about 3 years ago here in Nashville at the CSAC Awards, and just kind of seated at the same table, we started, chatting and realized that we knew a ton of the same people. And as songwriters will in a songwriting town, we just kind of casually said, well, hey, we should write together sometime. And sure enough, we followed up on it. And now 3 years later, he's probably my most frequent co-writer. We've written, I bet, 50 or 60 songs together.
Wow.
Yeah, I just, one of those things you never know until you try and see how things go. But this was one of the earlier ones that we wrote. And he came over, and believe it or not, I got the idea from watching Grey's Anatomy. So
oh, wow.
There's a good excuse for watching, television melodrama.
Junk TV.
Right.
Exactly, right? I was watching it with my daughter, I think. So that was the other excuse. But I wanted to write a song, because we're not necessarily known for our love songs, as you well know, but one that was more realistic. It's like, when you're in a committed relationship, and I've been married, it'll be 23 years this year.
I'm sorry.
It's not about that. Oh, my husband's awesome. He's great.
There's somebody said once, how do you best describe marriage? And they said, chain yourself to a tree with a grizzly bear.
Oh God.
So no, I'm married to 28 years, and he's a great guy. So
Yeah,
you're lucky.
well, and in this instance, you'll probably be able to understand the whole idea is you choose that person over and over again.
Right.
It's not just the one time you say I do, it's every day making the choice that you want it, and you want it to be successful, and you want to be with this person, and it's the little things that you do to make those choices. So it's really struck a chord with people, both kind of I jokingly say we've written the perfect bluegrass wedding song.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I would agree. I'm also a photographer on the side, and I do weddings. And as I was listening to I Choose You, I'm like, okay, I can see this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be photographing some weddings, and I think I'm going to hear this song being played.
I hope so. Yeah. But then it occurred to me, it's a perfect anniversary song. I mean, it's really kind of for any stage of a relationship.
Right. So the next song that they're going to hear is
the title song from the album, Bad for You.
Bad for You. Yeah. I wrote that with two really great friends, Leslie Satcher, who is kind of a long-time co-writer of mine, and then a fellow that I just recently started writing with in the past, I guess, year or two, James LeBlanc. And we had a ball that day. They were both very familiar with the sound of the band and knew that, we were in the process of looking for songs and writing songs, and they totally had the band in mind when we came up with that one, just kind of the vocal approach with that kind of high screaming vocal, but this edgy attitude and the music. And it really worked. I mean, when I brought it in for the guys, they loved it. They loved kind of the
so
feel
is that
of
your
it.
process, Tammy? Do you most of the time bring them the music?
For this record, yes. Yeah. I mean, in years past, we've always done original music, but in years past, the first two records were mainly Chris Stapleton and Mike Henderson co-writes. And then as they left the band, Gary Nichols came in, and Gary became one of the dominant co-writers and writers in the band. And I, once, Mike Henderson left, and I kind of took up the slack for the other. So the next two records were songs that Gary and I had written, not necessarily together, but with our pool of co-writers. So for this record, Gary had left the band, so it kind of fell on me.
Wow.
And
what a phenomenal job you did.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just super excited, but I did have a great group of co-writers, and some of them longtime Steeldriver co-writers. I mean, Jerry Salley and Liz Hingber, who co-wrote the Bartender song along with Kellis Collins, who is a new buddy. They go back to the first Steeldriver record. They had been writing with Chris back in those days. So some really long-standing folks that had a history with the band that I called upon. And it was great. So typically what would happen is I would, write a song or write several songs, and then I would send them around to the guys and just say, well, here are a couple, some new things, see what you think. Because I didn't necessarily, even though I was writing all the songs, I didn't necessarily want to be the one that picked all the songs.
Ah, okay.
I felt like, well, for a couple of reasons. First, I love them all because they're like my children.
Right.
I'm not going to, pick favorites. I love them all. Secondly, I wanted their input. I wanted to hear what things, really moved them, that caught their attention, that gravitated, to them. So it was important to me to get them actively involved in that sense. And they did. So when they came back and went, that's an awesome tune, that's a hit, we need to do that, then it was like, okay, well, let's put that in the list. And then, other songs they would listen to maybe and go, yeah, that's a cool song, but I really don't think it's right for us. I'm like, okay, fair enough. So in that way, it was very collaborative.
I got to ask you, how did it feel to win a Grammy? Because I know that a lot of the artists that we play are independent artists, and they're trying to make what you've accomplished. You know what I mean? So what did that feel like in that moment that you had made that? To me, that's one of the, I mean, it's an award, but it's the award,
Yes. It's unbelievable. I will say that truly and honestly. Particularly someone of kind of my generation, you grow up and you watch the Grammys every year as a kid, and you kind of dream and visualize and think, wow, if ever, if only, all those types of things. And then to finally find yourself in a position of, recording music and being in a band and traveling and having the opportunity to be recognized like that, it's huge. It's a huge honor. It's a huge validation. So it meant a tremendous amount. And I know there's some controversy going on right now, with the Grammys, and I hope they get all that straightened out, because I also will say, you just mentioned a lot of indie artists. For us at this level, we really feel the impact of what a win can mean. I mean, Beyonce, when she wins her 25th Grammy, maybe she doesn't feel it in her bookings or in people coming to her shows.
Right.
But for us at our level, to go from being just Grammy nominated to Grammy winner, it was huge. We felt like we'd really turned a corner, and we did, because so many places that maybe were interested, but they weren't quite sure that they wanted to take a chance on us, booking us for their theater or their club or their festival. Suddenly they came back and said, yeah, we want them.
Well, it certainly validates your career, your career growth and trajectory at that point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, now as you guys move forward, how long are you already preparing another follow-up album to this one, or are you gonna ride this one out for a while?
No. I mean, I write all the time, so I have a huge catalog of songs that, we could go in the studio next week and I would have plenty of songs to play for the guys. But historically, I don't know that we've ever put out a record any sooner than 2.5, 3 years apart.
Right.
So.
Well, there are a lot of groups that do, they shuffle them out one after the other. And I got to say, I appreciate that you don't do that you give people the time to really pay attention and listen to what you're putting out there. It shows some thoughtfulness about what you're doing.
Right. Well, and we, we commit to going out and touring for the records, and it's really hard for us to set aside time to record when we're touring.
Yeah, that's a tough balance.
It's a very tough balance. So, yeah, I would say it'll be a couple of years before we would even look at doing another record. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to take a listen to Bad for You from the Steeldrivers, and we'll be right back with Tammy.
Trying to play it off like I don't know. Thinking about love, thinking you can handle me. Ooh, little girl, ain't your mama ever warned you? You'll step aside and let me roll on through 'cause I'm bad for you. I'm bad for you. I'll put the hurt on you. Like a midnight all night blowing through the crossing lights don't mean nothing to a bullet train. Like too many cigarettes, too many shots of that whiskey. It'll get you if you know what's good for you. You'll just step aside and let me roll on through 'cause I'm bad for you. I'm bad for you, baby, I'm bad for you. I'm bad for you, honey, I'm bad. I'm bad for you, I'm bad for you. I'm bad for you.
And we're back with Tammy from Steeldrivers.
On the balcony show.
On the balcony show. That's where I was going. And this microphone looks amazing.
So I would encourage our listeners to go to steeldrivers.com and take a look at all of your past music. And, there's a whole ton of information about the band and all of you guys, and just a crazy amount of stuff that all the members have done. But where can they get this great music, and when's it going to be available? And
The project is actually going to be released next Friday, February 7th. We are taking pre-orders, so if anybody just can't wait, they can go ahead and order. They can do that from our website, or they can go to Amazon.com. And I would bet that they could probably go to the Rounder website and pre-order as well. But it'll also be available, through all the digital formats as well for download, and all the places that you find good quality music.
so we're going to end things today with Falling Man, my co-host's favorite song off of your...
Absolutely. So, well, I did not bring my brain with me tonight. I really did not. All right.
So Falling Man
yes.
is about...
Tell us about Falling Man. Yes,
9/11?
Yes, it is. And very unusual song, kind of not what you would typically expect from, a bluegrassy roots Americana kind of band. But one of my co-writers, Liz Hingber, is a native New Yorker. And she came in a couple of years ago, and literally, I think we wrote the song, if not on 9/11, just either the day prior or the day after. And she walked in that day and said, "Guys, I've got to write this song."
That's crazy.
And Jerry, Sally, and myself were like, "Absolutely, let's do it." And she started talking about that famous photo of the falling man,
Right.
and the story. And that's what that song is about. And it was so compelling that I took it in and played it for the guys, and they immediately, everyone said, "We've got to figure out a way to do the song."
Yeah, you can't listen to it without having the imagery of that picture in your head.
Yeah, and just so compelling musically, and I thought, the recording just turned out so beautifully. I was so happy with the way it all came together, and Brent's mandolin parts are stunning, and Richard's banjo parts, and it just was I was just so pleased with the way it all came together.
When you write about something like that, you know what I mean? That's so close. I think that is so close to our humanness. And I said to you earlier, when we were off air, that the one thing that I love about folk music and bluegrass and Americana, this whole thing, is that you're storytellers for the future. That you're making a place mark in time. And
Yes.
I think this is one of those songs that it would have been too soon earlier to really put something out about it. But I think people are ready to hear something like this.
Yeah, I know Bruce Springsteen, not name dropping a superstar, but I'm going to name drop Bruce Springsteen. he wrote, some about that event. But beyond that, I really haven't been aware
No,
of too many
me
that
either.
were that specific. So it just, it felt like the right thing. It, just an unusual thing to write about, but definitely something that, like you say, we wanted to document. We wanted to remember and honor,
Right.
and that is the great thing about writing your own music. You can do it.
And I can't let you go without talking about Calvin and Bill Murray. That is a great story.
Yeah. The whole Bill Murray thing, we met him, the original band, when we went down to do some music for Get Low, that film. And they actually had us come down and be in the movie in this particular scene. So he had been aware of us and of the band for a long time. And, it was just so great to have him. Kelvin's first show with us was in Charleston, which Bill lives part-time, and he came out to the show that night and met Kelvin. And I know, can you imagine your very first show meeting Bill
No
Murray?
pressure there,
Right.
Calvin.
None.
No pressure at all.
Absolutely
And
not.
you got Calvin off of a YouTube. That's how you found him, was a
We
YouTube video.
did. Yeah.
What a crazy story. That's a great story in itself.
Yeah, my daughter, the young generation, that's how they find their music and do all that stuff. So, she saw him singing a Chris Stapleton cover, and man, she forwarded it to me and was like, wow, this is really good. And I played it for the other guys, and they were like, yeah, let's call him.
Okay, well, I want to thank you so very much for joining us on the Balcony Show here. And
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
I wish you so much continued success. And I know I'm going to be looking for you at the Grammys for this one, because
Absolutely.
it's fantastic.
Fingers
So,
crossed.
any final shout outs to anybody, hon?
No, I just want to, thank everybody that stuck with us through all these years. We've had a very loyal fan base, and that's what's kept us going. We were doing an interview earlier today, and we were truthfully saying, that's why, when we were faced with losing Gary and having to find somebody else, what kept us going? Well, the fans, they wanted to keep hearing the music. So that's why we kept on.
Well, I'm glad you did. I know Mad Cat is too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm going to say goodnight to you. Have a wonderful
All
evening.
right.
And we're going to end things with the final song, Falling Man. Take a listen, and we'll be right back with the rest of the show.
I once had a home, once had a life. I'm just a soul without wings to fly. Just happened to be caught in a frame. You look at me and don't know my name. I'll never die, I'll never land. Keep me alive, call me what I am, a fallen man. Somebody's son, somebody's dad, somebody's love who ain't coming back. And my God was there when I had to choose. Whispered a prayer, stepped into the blue. I'll never die, I'll never land. Keep me alive, call me what I am, a fallen man. Septembers will come, Septembers will go. I'll still hear the voice of 3,000 souls. I'll never die, I'll never land. Keep me alive, call me what I am. A flash in the sky, without a chance. Frozen in time, forever I am. A fallen man.
Thank you for listening to The Balcony Show, proudly produced at Soundmind Recording Studio. For all your musical production needs, check us out at soundmindrecordingstudio.com. Up next is our Spotlight with our lovely co-host, Emily Noel. Over to you, Em.
Hey everyone, it's Emily Noel, and tonight with me in studio for my Spotlight is AJ Larsen. Hi, AJ.
Hello, Emily.
So tonight our listeners are going to hear your song "The Way the Movies End" off your EP Why Wait. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the song?
Sure. It's actually it's an older EP that I decided I should kind of like put out there again because I want to put out more music this year. I think I wrote that song. Now I'm going to show how old I am. I think I wrote that like when I was in like high school or something.
Okay.
And then recorded it even like later on. So I think that EP I did in like 2015, I think it says.
Yes, 2015.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember much about the song now, but I'm sure whatever it is, I was just like, this would be a great idea for a song. So
And
that's what I
it
did.
was. I'm thoroughly impressed with this EP. I always knew you were a talented person, and getting to work with you in the studio, I get to see that firsthand. But when you put this out and I listened to it, I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is really, really good.
Thanks.
So why don't you tell our listeners where they can get this EP, because it's fantastic and everybody needs to get it.
Well, thank you. I agree. It is fantastic. And everyone should get it or you should kill yourself. Don't actually do any of that. That's terrible.
No, they should actually get it, but they should not kill themselves.
No, don't. Or get it or don't. It's fine. Either way. No, you can literally find it on iTunes, Apple Music. You can find it on Google Play. You can find it on Spotify, the whole internet, Napster, all of
Napster?
it. MySpace. I have a MySpace page, I think. I don't know if my songs are on it, but it's out there.
Probably not. So I definitely encourage listeners to get this. And so you are planning on releasing new music. So what can we look forward to?
Well, I want to do some of my own stuff again because I haven't done that in a long time because I keep working on everyone else's stuff. But so I have an acoustic song that I'm going to put out, and then I have some like rock stuff that I want to do. But then I also a band that I was in like a decade ago. We decided now that we're not stupid children and we know what to do with ourselves, let's start up the band again and actually do things properly this time. So my band Don't Panic, we got songs coming out. We drop a new single February 7th. And yeah, I don't know.
You're a busy guy.
I try to stay busy.
Yeah, and I mean, all of your music is fantastic, so I definitely encourage people to get this. So where can we follow you on social media to see where Don't Panic's playing and all that good stuff?
So you can find Don't Panic, which is Don't Panic Just Rock, if I'm not mistaken, on Instagram and all that stuff. Or you can just find me online. My thing is always just AJ Larsen Music, and I'll shamelessly promote all the things that I do.
As you should. Well, I really want to thank you for joining me on the Spotlight. You kind of didn't have a choice, but
No, I
thank
was
you
here
for
anyway.
doing it.
But, and you make me sit in a separate room from you, like I'm like some sort of leper.
You made me sit in a separate room, but whatever.
I've heard it both ways.
Whatever you say, AJ. But anyway, I really want to thank you for sharing your music with everyone, and I honestly can't wait to hear more from you. So everyone take a listen to AJ Larsen's song, The Way the Movies End, off his EP, Why Wait?
Wish there was a way to take it further than the way it stands right now. But she's already taken. If only I opened my mouth. Although the years have passed, my feeling's still the same. And if I don't get this out right now, I'll die. No words can say the way I feel. No one can make me feel this way. This note's my reply to sender, in case you feel the same. This time we'll make it better. A perfect story to tell. Everything we say and everything we do will never mean as much if this I've done with you. And if I don't say this now, I'll die. No words can say the way I feel. No one can make me feel this way. Flowers in hand, I'll call your name. Just like the way the movies end.
Welcome to ProTips, the business of music, with your host, Bo Sommer.
Welcome back to ProTips, the business side of music on The Balcony Show. I'm your host, Bo Sommer, and this week we are building on that business plan that you guys all should be working on to prepare what you're releasing, your songs, your EPs, videos, all that good stuff. So I want to spotlight marketing. Not as fun as probably recording your music, but nonetheless fundamental and very important. And by definition, marketing is a strategy that you use to reach your ideal target audience. So put that in perspective and think about and step back, and you should easily be able to figure that out when you actually can go back and look at your business plan. That should help at least guide you to figure out who your target audience is, and that's your fan. Those are the people that want to hear your music. Those are the people that are going to come to see your shows, see you at festivals, buy and stream your music. So considering all of that, some other things to build on in the marketing arena is thinking about how are you going to market yourself on all these social platforms? What are you actually going to put out there so that you're actually reaching your fans, but also thinking about how are you going to get new fans? Whether you're using YouTube or Instagram, I would definitely suggest doing some research on hashtags. Another good thing is find an artist that is successful. Maybe not so much like somebody like a Taylor Swift or a Metallica, but maybe dumb it down to finding an artist or a band that you like that maybe are not quite national yet, but are finding success. And see what they're doing on their pages, see what they're doing on Facebook, on Instagram. How are they marketing themselves to reach fans? And how are they engaging with those fans? And certainly we'll build on this again next Balcony Show Pro Tips. And we'll talk about publicity and promotion as well, because it all gets tied in together in the marketing aspect and tied in with that business plan that you guys should all be working on.
Marketing, marketing, marketing.
It is, and it's not easy. It's certainly not easy in general, and you do have to do some research, and you have to really dedicate some time to really understand who is your target audience, because you don't want to take a great product, your music, and just kind of slap it out there, because everybody's doing it.
On that note, I'm going to say thank you, Bo, for those great tips. And as always, she'll be back next week for some more pro tips. So stay tuned and thank you, man.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Okay, welcome back to the Balcony Show.
Well, everybody's favorite part, the end. I want to thank our guests, the Steeldrivers, Tammy, spending some time on the show. Please do go buy their music, because that's what we're about.
Yes, absolutely. And even if you're not into bluegrass, I implore you, give it a shot, because it's good. Trust me, I was a complete metalhead my entire life, and I kind of dig the bluegrass vibe. It's good. Has heart.
There's a little bit of a rock edge to it, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, that's what we're about. Get it. And I want to thank you, sir, for being on the show with me.
Thank you for having me.
We lost the other two. They left us. We've been ditched by better, though, haven't we, Micah? They got lost in the bedazzled world.
Oh, yes.
On a serious note, though, we're going to end things with a memorial song to all the people who lost their lives, Kobe Bryant, the family, with a song from Lost Hollow. This was a song that was written in tribute to a woman who lost her life in a car accident. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight to you, sir, and goodnight to all of our listeners. Take a listen to our final song in memorial to Kobe Bryant and all those who lost their life in the helicopter crash. Shine on. Good night, everybody, from the Balcony Show. We'll catch you next week.
You would capture every heart from the moment they met you. You could always see the
with them now. You left a hole in our heart we'll fill with precious memories, and the flame that was always you will never burn out.